Hey everyone, what's happening? If you're new to the channel, please take a second to hit the subscribe button and enjoy the video. Hey everyone, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Well, it's Friday evening and we just arrived back out at the off-grid property for the weekend. Getting in here a little late. In the fall here it gets dark super early. By 7:30 it's dark in the woods. 6:30 now and the sun's almost in line with the other mountain ridge over there. But we're just rolling into camp. Haven't been here in months. The summer was super hot and muggy, and we've been busy with other things that we just haven't had a chance to get out here. So it's been at least 6 months since we've been here last again. So just walking up here to the shelter now. Still looks in pretty good shape here from the outside. There's the fire pit. That bottom side always loses its leaves. I guess the wind takes them off on that side, but let me unlock this door here and see once how it looks. At this point, the shelter's over 2 years old. I think August marked the 2-year mark, and right now we are October 2nd. It's really dark in here, but other than a few leaves, everything still looks great. I'm just amazed at this house wrap 2 years later, and the staples haven't even rusted or popped loose or anything. I mean, we haven't touched it. Well, that's a good thing. There's the Jeep. Sure is nice being able to bring that right in like we started doing in the last video. Well, we're gonna get done packing our stuff because, like I said, less than an hour and it will be dark. So, got to get all our gear from the Jeep over here. Get the air mattress pumped up. I don't know if we'll get a fire going tonight or not. It's awfully windy. We'll see if it dies down any come dusk, but probably need a fire to make supper, but we got a propane stove along this time. We can probably use that, so that'll be a nice addition to our kit. Normally we just always cooked on the fire, but I added a 2-burner Coleman propane stove to our gearbox, so that'll be nice for morning coffee and stuff. Or if it's raining, you can do it right inside the shelter or right outside if it's nice on that table. But this Wrangler's amazing. Crawls right up in here with the newer tires. Stock tires just never cut it. But stay tuned here. I don't know what all we'll get done on this weekend trip. May widen this trail a little more. There's a few places still that's a little bit tight, so we'll see about that, as well as the new purple paint law went into effect this year, so we're going to go around the perimeter like everyone else out here pretty well and paint that with that new purple, which doubles as posted signs, so you don't need posted signs anymore. So we'll probably do that, so that'll take a lot of time. I don't even know if we'll have enough paint to go the whole way around, but we'll start on that. But you can see the leaves here, they're changing color. especially up here on top of the mountain. Alright, well, I'm gonna unpack here, and I'll catch you a little later on. Alright guys, so we got everything unloaded, and we're just getting the fire going here. You can see that it's just about dark. Just a little light in the sky yet. But through the woods it's pitch black. See the last of the orange sunset way off in the distance. But we get this fire going here and make some supper. It's probably 7:15 going on 7:30. Alright guys, and for supper tonight we're going to heat up some of these farmhouse barbecue muffins. You make them using like grand rolls and putting your barbecue and cheese and everything in the center of them. So we had a bunch of these left over from the other night, and we're going to heat them up here over the fire. Only 2 fit in the pan at a time, but that'll work. We'll just do them 2 at a time. I don't know how well they'll warm. It does have a lid for the pan here, so it shouldn't be too bad, I guess. It's just going to be hard to regulate the temperature, not to get the bottom too hot, but it'll be a nice warm meal. But get them over here on the fire. I'm going to try to keep it off to the one side, that way we can add wood so our fire doesn't get too low till these are done. But put our wire on here and just sit them on there and slowly warm them up. Already got my coffee here in my thermos, so that's ready. So I'm going to sit here in my chair and just wait for these to warm. Dogs are over there eating. Alright guys, so about 15 minutes and they warmed right up. So we'll get the next batch in and heat them there on the fire. Just keep it off to the side, and about 15 minutes they're warm. Alright guys, well it's all but 10:30 here, and we're letting the fire die down. Been just sitting around the fire here this evening. It's been nice. It's very clear, the stars are out, you probably can't see them now. And the moon's coming up back there. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool, crisp evening. Like I said, I think they're calling for in the 30s. And we're probably already down into the 40s now. But we're going to turn in for the night. So I'll catch you all in the morning. Alright guys, Saturday morning. Time to climb out, get the coffee going. You can see the stove over there. Got it all set up last night, ready to go here this morning. So all we gotta do is light that up, and in a few minutes we'll have hot water. Looks like the sun must be up. It's pretty bright out. But I'll get the coffee going here. Alright. Won't be long. We'll have some coffee. In about 2 or 3 minutes, you got boiling water. So nice having this stove. If you watched our van video to Ocean City, you've seen that we used it quite a bit in that video as well. We just got it right before that trip. So if you haven't checked that trip out, check that out as well. You may like it. But it's just a stealth cargo van that we threw all our gear in the back of and spent the long holiday weekend in Ocean City. So it'll be on here in the playlists. But this is boiling, so I'm gonna shut her off. Alright, so while that cools just a little, I'm gonna poke outside here and see once sun's up. Don't know if there been any hot coals here on the ferry yet or not. Don't look like much. But we'll get that going again. Gonna gather probably a lot of wood today. I'm gonna finish probably cutting up this tree that's been down for quite a while. And I'll get that split up. There's some I split last night. Have a new axe and it works great. Thing is crazy sharp. But looks to be a nice day. Definitely a lot calmer than yesterday. I think it was 9 or 10 mile an hour wind yesterday. And today 0 to 1 mile an hour, so I think it's supposed to be in the 60s. So it'll get pretty nice. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna get the coffee made and get some breakfast. Alright, so I'm gonna get this fire going again. Got some dry wood out of the wood shed over there that we used to get this going. There might be some hot coals in there, I'm not sure yet, but here's the axe I was talking about. It's a Fisker's X15. These things new are razor sharp. If you're not careful, you'll cut yourself real quick. But I'll split up this old 2x4 here that's nice and dry, and then get some of the other wood there and get this going. There's Zoe. What do you say? No. Alright, gonna get the fire going. Alright, so I got that 2x4 all split up into little pieces here. So it should take right off. Alright guys, I'm gonna get my coffee going here. And I wonder if it's still hot enough. Yeah, it should be. And I have some hot oatmeal here this morning. Peach. And we got some bananas. Some granola. But I'll let this hydrate back up. And that'll be good. Shake this coffee up here. Fire's going half decent now. Wood's just a touch damp. We had rain 2 days ago, so everything's just damp. But won't be long and that'll be roaring. Get some bigger stuff on it. But I'm gonna just sit here by the fire and have my coffee and oatmeal. Then, like I said, we'll probably get some wood gathered today, do some sawing, splitting, and then paint those boundary lines. It's hard to believe it's fall here again. I paint those orange lines I think I showed you last year in the fall. Go around the perimeter and just keep those painted that way. You know where the property lines are and you never need to have a resurvey done, but it's that time of year again. And then, like I said, with the new purple paint law this year, I got the purple paint as well, which I've seen most of the people around here already have it up, so we'll do that a little bit later today as well. But gonna just sit here and relax and enjoy the morning, wait for the sun to get up a little higher, and then get to work. Alright guys, so we're starting to do the painting here. Going around and painting all the corner pins orange again. Like I said, over the summertime and from year to year it fades. And then, like I said, the new purple paint for this year. So we're just doing that right below the posted signs. A 4-inch wide band. And then we'll just go up through here and do the same thing the whole way around. So this could take quite a while. Orange is all but gone from the tree growing and just the weather. So we just touch that back up. And that keeps our property lines marked. Good. And then we'll just keep doing the same thing the whole way around. So we got all the trees painted. And just made another thermos of coffee here, so we'll be good for the rest of the afternoon. Nessie's over there having a lunch. There's Zoe coming. But next up here, we're going to bust out the chainsaw. It's about 1 o'clock Saturday. And I'm going to finish cutting up this tree here. I finished splitting these pieces at work cut. But I'll finish cutting that up. And then there's a few dead trees down through along the edges of our road. So, just small stuff. 2-3 inches diameter. I'm going to whack them down. That way, they're out of the way. So they don't end up falling over the road. And then whenever you come in, you'll have to clean that up before getting in. So, probably trim some of that up here next. And then I'll split all this up. Did gather some more here of like the kindling, and then we're starting a stack of wood back here, so we'll just have a nice pile already split, which that'll keep it drier. And that new axe works amazing. Thing is crazy sharp. We'll see how long it stays sharp, but I guess as long as you don't hit any stones or anything, it should stay sharp fairly long. But it's amazing. I mean, cuts like butter.
Yes. Yes, yeah. Oh, yes.
Alright, gonna fire up the saw. Alright, so now we're just splitting this up. Trees right in the way. Alright, so once that dries out, we'll have some nice wood. Got a bunch more up through here to split. That piece is pretty rotten. if it's a cool morning, guys, just split wood for a half hour or so. You'll be nice and toasty. I'm all sweated up already. Alright guys, we're down to one piece and then our chopping block, which I'll probably save that for last, and I may just leave it here. That way, if we do end up with some more wood that needs split, I'll have something to chop off of. It'll help save your blade instead of swinging into the ground, and could be a stone under there. Guys, the last piece, this looks like pretty solid one, I don't know. There it goes. Just keep playing with the wood until it sits. Alright guys, that's gonna be the end of that pile. Like I said, now we'll go down through here and clean up some of the dead stuff along the trail. Alright guys, so it's a little after 3 here in the afternoon. Finished cutting up those trees and splitting that wood. So we got a nice little pile here of the brushy stuff. And then we have nice pile of split wood there. So that'll be nice. Already burnt some of it this afternoon here just to keep this going. Missy's all curled up taking a nap there in the chair. And Zoe's off exploring. Aren't you? Psst. Yow. But next we'll probably, in not too terrible long, get supper going. Probably do some steaks tonight and potatoes. But it's been a real nice day. Sunny. Few clouds in the sky. Alright guys, so I guess Zoe here is learning to retrieve antler sheds. What do you got? Can I have this? So it's 5:30 here and we're gonna get supper started. Not sure exactly how long it'll take to cook, and it gets dark, so thinking early now. Don't want to be eating in total darkness. So first off here, we're gonna dice up these potatoes. We're gonna cook everything in this aluminum foil. So we'll chop these up first, add some seasonings, throw the steak in there, and then wrap it all up nice and tight and stick it on the fire. So we got the potatoes diced up, threw a few chunks of butter in there with them. So next up here, we're gonna salt, pepper, everything. Got some steak seasoning there. And then we have some parsley and chopped onion in this one. So that'll make the potatoes taste good. We'll just put some over everything. So I'll start off here by just salting everything. And we'll put some pepper on it. And then next up is some steak seasoning. And then last here is the parsley and chopped onion. And this here doesn't make anything salty, so we'll put a lot on. You use too much steak seasoning with everything else, it tends to get salty. I think we got them loaded up. So next up here, just got to wrap everything. I'm debating if I want to cut this one. It's awfully big. And I have to turn it. That bone, gee, wow, that's sharp. Okay, so we'll probably do that. Tuck these potatoes in here. And then we'll just wrap everything up. Could just throw these right on the fire, but you get a lot of ash on them and they tend to dry out until you get them cooked. We like our meat well done, so until you get everything hot through and through, the outsides can dry up. But all packed in there with that butter and all those spices should be amazing. The butter there, potatoes. Alright guys, there they are, ready to go. Next up here, we'll throw our wire rack on the fire. I think we'll go somewhat centered, that way they both cook evenly. Then I'll grab these. And throw them on. And then we'll just keep rotating them. Got these tongs over here. And I'll grab and I'll be able to just go in here and flip these as need be. We'll probably start out with about 5 or 10 minutes per side and go from there. Probably be about half hour, 40 minutes maybe till they cook through the whole way. Alright guys, these have been on here all but a half an hour. Not quite. Not sure how done they are inside. Just rotating them around here. Aluminum foil, I don't know, we probably should have just covered the rack with foil and then just cooked the steaks on top, because trying to turn them, everything's soft in there and it ends up tearing the foil. Plus if the fire gets too hot, it starts to melt some of the edges just a little bit, but so far pretty good. Shouldn't be too long here yet and they should be done. Probably give it another 10 minutes and then check one of them. It does take thicker steaks like this a little while to cook, and then especially the potatoes to soften up, but since they're all sealed in there, they should steam and cook in that butter pretty quickly. But it smells good, my. All those spices. Alright guys, so I did end up putting a piece of foil here over the rack. It helps a lot when you go to flip these. The racks were getting, the foil was getting caught down in between these racks and I didn't want it to tear. One place it did snag a little bit, so I put a piece on and that helps a bunch. But I think we're going to call it good, and I'm going to open these up here and get them out. I'm going to start with a smaller steak first just to check. Oh wow guys, look at that. Look at those potatoes. Everything's nice and moist. Look at your steak. Oh yeah, it's just falling right off the bone. Okay, so let's see here. Might take this over to the table quickly before it tears and serve it off of there. Potatoes are definitely soft, you can see there. I don't know if I can get the whole steak and potatoes all at once or not. Flip that up on top. Oh yeah, there it is. Look at that steak, guys. It covers the whole plate. And that was the smaller of the two. bet mine won't even fit on the plate. The rest of these potatoes we'll just pour out. Beautiful. There one missed the plate. There it is, guys, steak and potatoes. I'll get the other one out of the fire here and serve it up before they get cool. The sun's all but down over here, and temperatures are starting to drop. I think tonight we're down to about 40. But I'll go over here and grab the other one off the fire and get it plated up. Alright guys, I got the other one tore open here, and looks like this steak is done just as well. I didn't know if it was going to take just a little extra time being bigger, but guys, look at the size of that steak. Barely fits on the plate. And then with the taters, look at them. You can just see how soft they are. You can barely even pick them up with these tongs. Dogs, you can hear them whining. They sure smell it. The whole mountainside smells amazing. But yeah, that's hardly going to work, guys. But so about half an hour on about a medium heat fire, and you are good. And these were some pretty big steaks, as you can see. I mean, that's whatever the normal plates are, 10 or 11 inch plate, and it takes all of it. Zoe, do you want steak? Sorry, none for you. Maybe the bones. Wow, that plate's getting hot. Alright guys, we've about got them all. Alright guys, so that's that. I would definitely say this foil is a big help. Like I said, you can see all those ridges, and when you're flipping them other ones, especially with the weight of the steak, it gets on there and it's much harder to flip and cook. So just throw a piece down, and if you want a nice juicy steak that's not all charred from cooking it right over the grate, that's the way you do them. Alright, so I'm going to get this grate off here and then eat this steak before it cools. I'll just prop this grate over here by the grate. Alright guys, gonna just put a little more salt, pepper, and spices on. And then eat it. That'll do. Alright, I'm gonna go over here, sit by the fire, got some Gatorade and a thermos of coffee, and enjoy this steak. And the sun is down behind the mountain, and the dogs can still smell it. I don't know if you can hear them whining in the background or not. Alright guys, those steaks were absolutely amazing. Probably even better than most, if not all, the ones we even get on our cruise ships. If you've been around the channel, you know we normally take a bunch of cruises. Well, this year with the pandemic, that never happened, so they all got canceled, but we reduced those steaks into a pile of bones and fat. But next up here, we'll let the dogs out and they will devour the rest. And the wind died down, and it's just going to be a calm evening. And we'll sit here by the fire. Here come the dogs. Zoe, over here. Psst. Zoe, right here. Here. Get some. Come here. Watch this, guys. If you go to grab it, she gets all fired up. Well, maybe not. There's still too much on the plate. Yes. Is that good? You're supposed to keep it on the plate, Zoe, not your feet on the plate and the bone on the ground. Here, put this up here. Okay. Can I have it back? Matt. You wanna share? Can we share? Not much left, guys. Few of the bigger bones. Well, I'm gonna have some coffee and watch the last little bit of the sunset over there. Alright guys, it's Sunday morning here and we're just getting up. As you can see, first things first, we're getting some coffee going. Guys, are you ready to go outside? Come on. Outside. Little overcast today, guys. It's supposed to, I think, start raining by 2 or 3 o'clock. So we're gonna probably make breakfast. We might stick around till lunchtime, but probably head out around 1 o'clock. Breeze is picking back up. Much warmer last night. Friday night there, it dipped down. I think in town the forecast was calling for 34, so can only imagine up top here of the mountain. Probably a good bit cooler than that. But we'll see how the weather plays out. If this does clear off, might stick around. Trees are really starting to change. Lots of yellows. But gonna get this water hot for coffee. We'll have some hot oatmeal. Got some bananas still in here. Got some apples. So we'll have a nice breakfast. And then, like I said, we'll see if we stick around for lunch or not. Probably will, unless it looks like the rain's gonna be getting here sooner than 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But goal will be probably to pack up and leave somewhere around 1:30, just so we have everything loaded before the rain starts coming down. But gonna get some breakfast going. Alright guys, water's hot. Gonna fill up the coffee first. And today we got some strawberry oatmeal. So we'll add water to that. It'll lift. Alright guys, that was a whole pan full of water. So I'll cap this and shake that up. And I'll let this oatmeal soften a little. And we'll have a nice breakfast here. Got some Pop-Tarts as well. But just gonna sit back and relax today before packing up and heading out. After breakfast here, I'll check the weather again and just make sure everything's the same as what it was showing last night. And they didn't move the rain up sooner, but pretty cloudy. Alright, gonna have breakfast. Alright guys, so it's just about noon here. We got everything loaded in the Jeep. The rain is moving in just a little sooner than they expected. And it wasn't going to be worth it to build a fire just to cook lunch. We could have cooked it on the stove inside too, but with a pretty big breakfast, we'll be good. But as you can hear, the rain is coming down. So we are going to head for home. So that's going to be another trip in the books. So thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or things you'd like to see in these trip videos, leave it down below. But rain is definitely picking up. I don't know if you can hear it in the video here. So we are going to get this closed up and head on out. Got the air mattress deflated and everything back in that large tote. So I'm going to lock her up. Alright guys, well thanks for following along on this short weekend trip. And again, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to keep these videos coming. You can also follow me on Facebook. The link is in the description below.